Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might show us and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man show one stone, and it brings
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sorry for the repeat because I was away from the screen. I have to have you on repeat for a bit. Thank you all for joining. Good morning and welcome. Once again, thank you for joining us. Sorry about last night. I just did not feel the mood. So I did not push it last night. To my community of parity and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewer subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Once again, to my family member, the entire Forbes clan, condolences and the passing of Auntie Iselin. Now I'll just play a little video clip for you. And going from right is the oldest sister, Auntie Marietta. Then next to her is next to her is my father. Next to my father is Auntie Julia. Then Auntie Iselin in the darkers, and everybody's cousin, brother, nephew standing next to them. That's Boycott, one of the other siblings' son, but he's everybody's friend, brother, cousin. He is that one in the family. And this, they were at another sister's grave digging in, was this 2022? But it was sort of the end of COVID. It was sort of the end of COVID. This was them at Auntie Etlin's grave digging. Yes, that's my father, aunt, and cousin. And Auntie Iselin is the one in the black and white skirt. She's the one that has just passed. Zenet Beckford says, my husband knows your aunt and your father. He's from Black River. Okay. And there's one of the other Fobs in Black River as well, but he's a nephew. Some people think he's a brother, but he's a nephew. That's Uncle Bannerton. Uncle Bannerton is the first grandchild of our grandfather. But such is life. Once again, condolences to the entire family. I will tell you now, no one good evening later on. Today is a basking summery day in the United Kingdom. Really, really, really sunny today. Good morning to everyone on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Prince Kamika. We're going to look at Prince Kamika first. You all know that Prince Kamika is moving on from the Integrity Commission. That who we deemed as the corrupt. What has lost connection here? Share screen. Let me do over my share screen, please. It has told me on this side that I have lost connection. Bear with me. It should be back now. You see there's shaking up going on at the Integrity Commission, but Kamika, Patriotic Jamaican, covered a piece on her, which I will bring to you. And I find it thought-provoking. Let's see how you take it. But I find it a bit thought-provoking in the whole very cold in Connecticut. Wow. We have come out of hibernation quite early somewhat. All right, let's listen to what we call the corruption prosecutor, who twice refused to charge the Prime Minister, plain judge, jury, and executioner, because she, at both points, refused to give the Prime Minister a day in front of the judge. So we'll never know if the judge see Andrew Holness worthy of being convicted for corruption and crimes against the public purse.
What if I told you the same Integrity Commission that was supposed to fight corruption just fired their top corruption prosecutor for refusing to charge Andrew Holness? By the end of this video, you'll understand the tangled web of power, pressure, and political theater that led to Prince Kamika's shocking exit. Let's talk about Keisha Prince Kamika, a name you probably didn't know last week, but now she's the main character in Jamaica's latest episode of How to Fire a Whistleblower Without Saying You Fired a Whistleblower. She was the Director of Corruption Prosecution at the Integrity Commission. Yeah, the same commission Jamaicans hope would clean up politics. But guess what? Her contract mysteriously ended right after she refused to prosecute the Prime Minister twice. Do you think we'll ever see a sitting Prime Minister face real consequences in Jamaica? Or is accountability just another buzzword? Let's be real. Now here's where things get juicy. According to reports from Nationwide News, Kamika faced serious pressure from inside the Integrity Commission itself, all because she said no case in law against Holness twice, 2 times. She didn't just lose favor. Sources say she was told flat out, don't even bother reapplying for your job, Janua. That's like being invited to your own firing party and still being asked to bring snacks. The reason why them tell her not to reapply is because they felt that she was compromised. How you not to charge Holness not once but twice? You refuse to charge the Prime Minister when the situation warrant him being charged? There's something wrong with you. You're compromised. We have to get rid of you. Do you think Prince Kamika was fired for protecting Andrew Holness, or was her contract conveniently not renewed? Let's hear it. Every like this video get equals 1 slap to political hypocrisy. Let's zoom out. Under the Integrity Commission Act, investigations and prosecutions are split. Think of it like detectives versus prosecutors. One investigates, one decides to press charges. Prince Kamika had one job: decide if a case can legally hold up in court. So when Kevin Stevenson, Director of Investigations, twice recommended charge against Prime Minister Andrew Holness, once for undeclared conflicts of interest and another time for contracts involving close associates, Kamika did what any good prosecutor should, evaluated the evidence, and she concluded, nah, legally this won't stick. But clearly that answer did not sit well with some powerful folks upstairs. If you were Director of Corruption Prosecution, would you have charged Holness, or was Kamika right? Sound off in the comments. Warning, answers may trigger politicians. The plot twists. Was she protecting Holness or just doing her job? So now the narrative is spinning. She protected Holness. She's part of the system. But pause, let's flip the script. What if she was the only one actually following the law? What if the commission is so politically pressured that saying no to charging the PM automatically makes you the villain? Remember, she served from March 2020. During that time, she handled multiple high-profile corruption cases. So why is it this one that triggered her exit? And wait till you hear who's now acting in her position. We'll get to that. The power shift inside the Integrity Commission. Kamika's departure isn't isolated. This is part of a bigger clean sweep happening at the commission. Former Chairman Justice Seymour Panton gone. Commissioner Eric Crawford gone. Director of Corruption Prosecution Kamika gone. So who's running the show now? Enter Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick and Brian Winter, the new faces of integrity. But guess what? Even they haven't explained if Kamika reapplied. It's like the whole thing's under a hush-hush gag order. Who do you trust more right now? The Integrity Commission or Prince Kamika? Drop one word, Kamika or Commission. Let the battle begin in the comments. What this means for Jamaica. This isn't just about one woman losing her job. It's about what happens when justice becomes political, when saying no to power costs you everything. It sends a message. If you don't charge who we want, you're next. How can the public trust a watchdog with no teeth, with internal politics louder than the actual corruption cases? Real talk. Would this have happened if it was a regular citizen and not the Prime Minister? Be honest, because we are watching them too. The Director of Investigations, Kevin Stevenson, he's still in place, and there are whispers that at least 2 more directors will be out in a few months. So, what happens when all the old guards are replaced? Will the new crew finally charge Holness? Or will this be the most elaborate PR cleanse in Jamaican political history? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Is this justice or a cover-up? Was Kamika removed for doing her job or not doing it? Let's talk about it in the comments. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Prince Kamika, the Integrity Commission's top prosecutor, is out. She declined to charge PM Holness twice. Legally justified, but politically explosive. Internal pressure forced her not to reapply. Major shakeup at the commission underway. The public deserves transparency, but they're getting silence. If you want more real breakdowns of Jamaica's wildest political twist, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. This is where corruption gets exposed, politics get decoded, and nothing is off limits. Comment below, was Prince Kamika a scapegoat or a silent protector? This scandal says a lot about how power works in Jamaica. Agree or disagree? Drop your thoughts. No censorship, just vibes and truth. So let's put things into perspectives in. So if Kevin Stevenson investigation on wholeness warranted him being charged not once but twice, she decides say the evidence no good enough for Carga court, then Kevin Stevenson probably show his investigative report to everybody else in the Integrity Commission, including Panton, Greg Christie them, Crawford them, and them say yes, of course this can charge wholeness over, and she are the only one that say no, the evidence no good enough, no case in law for charge Andrew wholeness. Of course them are gonna say she compromise. Of course them are gonna say yo, nobody reapply for no reinstatement. Obviously you compromise, you not do your job effectively. You get what me I say? And see Justice Bestwick come on as the new head of the IC, and them hush on the matter just the same. And based on the recommendations where Panton and the rest of the Integrity Commission members would give, them would have given no confidence recommendation on Keisha Prince Kamika because she lose the trust. So that's just the logical side of the picture. You one can say no case no did for Carga court, and everybody else will see the evidence. I say yes, this man can be charged and this man should be charged, and you wanna say no? Come on, how you think that all look? So me nah say I saw it go because I wasn't there, but hypothetically that's how it would play out, and that's how it would look in a real life scenario. So listen to this clip from Nationwide News Network.
Responding to queries from Nationwide News, newly appointed chairman of the Integrity Commission, retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick, confirmed that Prince Kamika's contract had come to an end. The chairman declined to say whether Prince Kamika had reapplied for her post. Lawrence Beswick would only say the name of the successful candidate will be published once a decision has been made. Well-placed sources have indicated to Nationwide News that the now former Director of Corruption Prosecution had faced significant pressures from within the organization over prosecuting decisions she made during her tenure.
Prosecution decisions specifically related to Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
It's understood she was specifically told not to reapply to the position. Prince Kamika presided over the high-profile decision not to charge Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness following two recommendations from the Commission's Director of Investigations, Kevin Stevenson, that the head of the government be charged in two separate matters. On both occasions, Prince Kamika declined to initiate prosecution proceedings, finding there was no case in law for Holness to answer. Those decisions reportedly earned her the ire of certain officials within the anti-corruption body.
And this is when everyone in the Integrity Commission start look on her differently now, because based on the evidence that would suggest, say yes, you can charge him, you should charge him, yes, make we take him to court. And as a matter of fact, let the judge decide whether or not this case can stand up in court. But she just say, no, the case not good enough. So now them start look on her different, as if she a player for a different team.
Prince Kamika was appointed to her post in March 2020. The Director of Corruption Prosecution is one of the statutory directors established under the Integrity Commission Act. Subject to the powers of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution makes determinations as to whether to bring a case against any person implicated in corruption by the body's Director of Investigations. Prince's exit comes on the heels of the departure of the Commission's former chairman, retired Justice Seymour Panton. Commissioner Eric Crawford also recently left the body. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen recently appointed retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick and former Governor of the Bank of Jamaica Brian Winter to replace them. Lawrence Beswick has also been appointed the Commission's new chairman. At least 2 other statutory directors will see their contracts come to an end in the coming months. When contacted, Nationwide News was informed by the Commission that Ranif Lawrence is currently acting in the position of Director of Corruption Prosecution. No information was provided as to the fate of Mrs. Prince Kamika. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Charging the Prime Minister would have set a precedence. It would have sent a strong message to every politician that no level of corruption will be tolerated, large or small. Because if them have the balls and the guts and brave enough to charge the Prime Minister, that means anybody else can get charged. So she not charging the Prime Minister on 2 separate matters, to me was a missed opportunity. Yeah, she dropped the ball there, so. Charge the PM, bring him in front of the judge and let the judge decide if the case can stand on its own, if the case have the merit to stand up on its own 2 feet. Make we see say the Integrity Commission have teeth.
Yes, let's see if a changing of the guard at the Integrity Commission will bring the same bounce along, or we will have meaningful referral from the new prosecutor, non-partisan referral as well, referral by the evidence and not just there on a bed-blocking rant like Paula is, and like we know in Andrew Holness's case, Prince Kamika did twice. But which one of the water we forgot to? The shitty water we have on our choose. The shitty water we have now, or the water we're asking for, but we're not sure if shit in there or not. Who do we tackle first? Shit or no shit? Because the government now provide nothing where them and cow and donkey no mess up before they get to it. The Prime Minister have about 1 million water project. All right, I'm going to deal with the shit water first. Now, to the shit water government. And I'm speaking directly this morning to both senators left and right next to the dimwit on screen. Both senators in and out of Parliament sought to mislead the public and the water contamination in Kingston and St. Andrew. They have repeatedly asked for members of the other side to resign for money at KSMC, political motive, lying, misleading. Then make we know so well, basically, the People's National Party is lying about the water contamination in Kingston and St. Andrew. National Water Commission, under the guidance of the Ministry of Health, released their finding that E. coli is presented in the water, which is quite a bacteria. But they're still advising the public not to boil the water, which is very, very, very suspicious and dangerous. Because they are saying that level is safe. And we don't know even if it can change since we tell you so. There's no need for you to boil it. The NWC came out and the NWC admitted, so we know that what Jesse Clark was saying, that the that the JLP senators were saying is a lie. It's not true. Jesse Clark was right. Jesse Clark was right. So therefore, these two senators that misled the public ought to resign, because the Andrew Holness, who is the Minister of Water, along with Dr. Tufton, the Ministry of Health, has told us, yes, the water is contaminated. And if the water is contaminated, how then is the government and the media, the JLP aligned media, only allow them to run that narrative on the people, beat and teach how you do? Is the JLP aligned media that is allowing the government to run these narratives that are dangerous to the public? Because Marlon where anybody can lay down upon your back and roll from side to side and not drop off. Marlon Morgan will come out here, come definitely every day with gobbledy goo. Marlon, you need to come back and speak to us, Senator Green Shot. Because when it was convenient for you, you have all sort of press conference. You put out all sort of article and statement and all this and that. How come Marlon Morgan isn't coming back, Senator Morgan, to correct anything? You told us it was a lie. You told us it was politics. Who is playing the politics? Who is telling the lie? Because Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton has come out and admit that the water is shitty. Who is telling the lie, Mr. Morgan? And the other one who fumbles. You know that one? Because I barely understand when Apka Fitz-Henley speaks. So, me now call upon Apka Fitz-Henley to come out here, come fumble and confuse us. I'm calling on Senator Splutterer. Senator Splutterer, who's always in public spluttering and asking for everybody's apology and resignation. Senator Green Shot, you need to speak to the public. And the same JLP medias who allow Marlon Morgan to deliberately lie on a day-to-day basis in their news when it suits them. Now when the government come out and admit, Marlon Morgan was the one who was, Marlon and Abka was the one who was really lying about this. And they're all in silence. I mean, I hear nobody walk and drag Marlon Morgan and Apka Fitz-Henley to come and resign and come and apologize to the public for misleading the public, for putting the public health in danger, Jamaica Labour Party. The advice given by Marlon Morgan, the narrative spun in public by Marlon Morgan, put people's health in danger. Because by extension, you all are saying Jesse Clark is lying, the water is good enough to drink. Even when you admits the shit in the Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton, you still tell us don't boil it. Just drink it with the shit. That the amount of shit that is okay for you, said Dr. Tufton and Andrew Holness. When you say them not have no respect for Jamaica. Because it's the same Marlon Morgan, where every day, every Gomalan go in bed and Jim says something happening, he get up and he ask somebody to resign. And Senator Morgan, Senator Fitzhenley, because you have to give them the bullshit title, you know. Senator Morgan and Senator Fitzhenley, who sought to mislead the public. Thanks to everyone saying condolences. Thank you all. Senator Morgan and Senator Fitzhenley, who sought to mislead the public for quite some time on the issue, is now very silent on the issue. The media mouthpiece of the Jamaica Labour Party, who helped them to push this narrative, is very silent on the shit water. So Marlon Morgan and Apka Fitzhenley need to come out here and come tell we who a lie. Because them Jesse say shit in there, them say shit down in there, Andrew and Tufton say shit in there. That's conflicting story from three different groups. But then the conflict lies between the JLP, not with Jesse Clark. What Jesse Clark says turned out to be true. Apka Fitzhenley and Marlon Morgan said it's a lie. Andrew and Tufton said it's true, but that shit is okay enough for you. Understand the disrespect? One set of the JLP said there was no shit. Then the next set of JLP said, all right, there's shit, but not too much chang. A long time now I go through a hard life. Soon I am all wild chicken. Hey, me book up something where Green Man step on the chicken. Make me play it before me move to the potential clean water, if we have it. I mean, I beg you to come out, come clarify the shitty water, senators. Come out, come clarify the shitty water. Because when it was politically expedient for you to tell the lie, when you ring the shitty water bell in our ears every day, how people are tell lie pound. Now that the same one have to admit say, yes, there's shit in it. Uno gone into silent, disrespectfully. Let's listen to Green Man on the chicken.
Uno little Jamaican bomber clad people who come out here talk about government never want to eat blood clad chicken. Uno no fucking see a mongoose cage and set for Jamaica. Uno shouldn't get trapped in that blood clad because the amount of mongoose trap and rat trap we set a blood clad Jamaica. That shouldn't catch you know. All the blood clot a container for the pan sea and it's so hot. And it pussy clad chicken and frozen. You say haul that blood clot overnight and put it there so for no. Eh? I hope you don't take it go and look at young boy, Mr. Holland man. You don't go and hear about the blood clot incident. I don't come talk about government becks. He never government glad you don't eat it blood clot because of them set the rat trap for no pussy clot. And the rat trap that then set for the amount of rat trap and mongoose trap we set at Jamaica that shouldn't catch it. I don't come out here and talk about government feel hurt and this feel hurt. Nobody no feel hurt for no fucking stupid fool. You know. How comes Brazil no blood clot send out no news yet? How comes Cayman no send out no blood clot news that say missing container? You know, so blood clot cream. That's why we can't trust the one people. No sell we out.
Them sell we out where them do it for. I could have chicken and pizza. The man said the amount of mango cage Uno used to set Jamaica. Uno shouldn't get catch by Andrew Holness mongoose cage over Portmore. The amount of mongoose and rat chopping so Uno set. Uno shouldn't get catch in an Andrew mongoose cage. But God go with Uno on Uno belly. That's why the Prime Minister can tell Uno say, Uno, it's okay to drink water with shit. Because if in throw chicken pan dot and no scramble over the Prime Minister's chicken, why the Prime Minister no fit on us to take shit water, wash down the contaminated chicken? Alright, like how we done deal with the shitty water, make we move over to the clean water if we have it. If we have it. Come in, I think the people that ask for shitty water, Prime Minister. I would assume, and rightly so, that the people are asking for clean water. So now that we pass the shit water stage, let the people speak to you about the clean water, like how we get past the shitty water where you tell we say, uno tumok chang, uno tumok chang, a long time when I go through rough life, when I buck up bacteria every day, nothing I go do no if you not drink a little shit water. Right. Let's go to the clean water. If them have it, or if, for that matter, they're willing to provide it.
We want water. We want water. We want water. We want water.
And this is in Red Ground, St. Catherine.
We want water. We want water. We want justice. We want.
Eat and teach them rough day.
We want water. We're tired to buy water.
Tap up the screen, please.
We want water. We're tired to buy water. We're tired to buy water. We can't sell the pity then gas food. We want water. No money to sell the pity then gas food. We want water. We want water.
This affair be a water.
We want water.
This is our red gun right now. See it here? This is how the people deprive of. One gallon of water for be a 2 picnic in a red ground. We're tired of this. Water is life and we can't waste it.
How was the water affected your life?
Very bad. It's bad so till it can't bad no more. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah. If nobody else from Barton wouldn't come, I would be here. I'm here to represent everybody from Barton because we need water. We have our councillor, Mr. Knight, and he's not giving a water. At least he's not even look for me. He wind up in van when he pass. So you don't know what. He said we figure a river. We two whole figure a river. River is not like one time. You understand? So we want water for a household use, for a farm, for everything. Water is life and we need water.
So just describe the inconvenience that you face domestic, with the domestic consumption.
Water. Now when me buy one of the white tank of water for $3,000, that can't serve me for 1 week.
Thank you, Bridget.
It can't remember.
How much is in your household?
3 of us.
Right.
3 of us and
you have to wash, cook?
Yes, sir, we have to wash, cook and everything. First thing you know, bathroom stay when no water no there. Bathroom no smell good. So we need water. Water life. We need water. All right? Water we want. All right.
We have all the infrastructure here. And for 20 odd years, trees have been growing in the infrastructure that is here. We have a sitting MP, we have a sitting councillor that lives in Barton, the councillor lives in Barton's, and every day they pass, and this, the catchment is there for 20 odd years, trees growing out of it, and the people that live from down at the bottom of the hill come all the way up to the top have no water. There's no water running through their pipes, only for special people. Right? So we'll need the MP and the sitting councillor that is from Barton's, these ladies that have been here, that have been conversing with you, and they say that it's $6,000 for 3 family. You understand? $6,000. And they're, as Dr. Wall said, they're farmers. They're people that they don't earn a lot of money. So what are they supposed to do? The MP is supposed to ensure that water, everybody gets water. Everybody, not just some, but all of us. Everybody. And the counter is sitting on there, up there. And he's not hearing the people. The people can't talk to him. He doesn't want to listen to anyone. He's not even chucking water to the people. You understand? And he lives here and he knows the plight of the people. So, see there, look at it. The catchment is there, the tank is there, everything is there for the people to get water. Why we don't have no water? We want water. We need water. We need water.
Thank you.
Well, maybe we don't need to ask Mr. Warmenton to come pissing on a pipe. Remember, so I'm telling the local government election. But Prime Minister, I want to ask you a question. It may sound silly, but me serious with it. Are you working on anything that will deprive us of oxygen, Prime Minister? Sounds silly, isn't it? Not to me, though. Because the reason why I'm asking you that question, Prime Minister, we have faced serious water deprivation under your government. We, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, we have faced serious water deprivation under your government. In the case of Portland, people, they can tell you sometimes they ain't going to dust to drink. Sometimes they ain't going to red water to drink. No, Kingston and St. Andrew people. Kingston on St. Andrew. I wonder if the upper echelons of St. Andrew, those who Miss Lou called the Dudophetics, I wonder if the Dudophetics, Andrew Holness, has been given the shit water of Kingston and St. Andrew to drink. Are you, Prime Minister, working on anything that will deprive us of oxygen? Because we have faced serious water deprivation under your government, Prime Minister. Warmington have threatened to sabotage the people of St. Catherine, the people of Old Harbour and its surrounding. Isn't he carrying out those sabotage, Prime Minister? We heard Dr. Kurt, or whatever his name, that counselor. He's been sabotaged on the Spark or Stark or Walk program, whichever one of the program is to fix roads in his constituency. We really need to know, Debbie Jervis, Raymond Honodo, if Andrew Holness is working on something to either, one, deprive us of oxygen, or sell it to us. Because the way how you do it with water, Prime Minister, where in the 1980s we don't go a river, go bathe and wash. Isn't that what we're doing in 2025? Because here the woman yesterday, MP said they figure a river. In my community, in a burial when they were deprived of water and electricity for weeks, we have to turn back to the river. 2024. It's not working out, Andrew Holness. The 110 water projects that you have across the country, they're just not watering. Either them not have water in them, or if them have water in them, dirt or shit in it, Prime Minister. That's why when the mouth so dirty, JLP, because of the shit water or the government are going. That's why nothing barring bad mind and SYM can come out and don't make a go south pound this morning, you know. Jamaican Carlos, good morning. Moderator, can you pin Jamaica Carlos for me, please? Comment Carlos so they can pin you on TikTok. Is Andrew Holness working on moderators? Pin Carlos to me. I don't know how to pin. Beat and teach you there. You don't know how to pin, you know. Hold on. Okay, pin this comment. Globalists who are here at the moment, I've pinned Jamaica Carlos TikTok channel. Give him a follow now, please, so he can get the required amount to go live on TikTok. So his channel is pinned. All of you, 40 of you who are here now, please follow Jamaican Carlos on TikTok. Is Andrew Holness working on any mechanism to deprive us of oxygen? Because he have done well on water deprivation for his tenure. But the Prime Minister is going around the country telling us how much water projects he's rolling out across the country. But the people of Jamaica, left, right, and center, not getting any water at all. The Prime Minister go around the country with ribbon camera and one like a pipeline ticking at the dot, and him do him media narrativing, and then him send back him people them go and take up the pipe. Him sending people them go and take up back the pipe. The lies that the Prime Minister is telling about the 100 water projects his government is doing across the country. No other government ever spend money on road like it. Prime Minister, the people of Jamaica are not seeing it. That's why the whole of we know you're a liar and a wicked. Because you keep going around and talk about the things and the people on the ground are not seeing it. Right across Jamaica, people are being deprived of water, Prime Minister. My community is a black tank society. And you know, wherever you see black tank society, you have to spend a lot of money buy water. We have to spend a lot of money buy water when you see we have to use black tank if we want to use the kitchen and bathroom in our house. The government, just like how them dominate the Alpart, the mining industry with their business, is the same way them a walk and sell water to Jamaica people. We have employed these people, we have paid them handsomely. No Jamaican for progress. Under PJ Patterson, hate as I hate that man, because the whole of you listen to me and know I don't like anything about PJ. Under PJ Patterson, in my community, we had running water in toilet and kitchen. Ask anybody that. As since Andrew we turned to black tank society, we have a pump in our community. We have our own river, Carsey River. We have our own pump house, what we call down a spring head, at the same place, and send we go beard wash and everything now. What Dr. Tufton take out our community, and from Dr. Tufton take that out of our community, we turn into a black tank society. Under PJ Patterson, like as I don't like that beast, under PJ Patterson, we had running water in our homes, whether you like to believe it or not. That was the truth in my community. And I talk about the rest of Jamaica. I talk about my community under PJ Patterson. Running water in a kitchen and bathroom. Now, if you go in my community, we have become a black tank society. Dr. Tufton remove the pump house from down our river, from down a Pringhead in 2011, and everything crash. Even if water come a pipe in our society, drip in our community. Drip, 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 drip. So don't tell me bullshit. As since Labour government mash up we pump house, we community turn black tank society. We ban council the pump house where we slave master them left Giwi, our river, our Kasi River. But we have a spring underneath a big stone what we call Pring Head. Where there's a spring can bring water for the entire St. Elizabeth. Don't even mention Black River. What we the 5 miles walk from Black River. And when them tell we say, them are going to take out a pump and we will get water from Black River. The brilliant Black River, the long one of Jamaica longest river, dead. And we were the 5 miles walk from the river. I die for water thirst and water deprivation. You understand? So don't come tell me bullshit about PNP. The water deprivation Jamaica is having now, we never have it under PJ and Portia. So don't come here with it. When you not come with a pass, you not come with a good pass. And stop back up on a prime minister for going to shit water for drinking at 2025 when PJ never go no shit water for drinking at the 90s. PJ never go no shit water for drinking in the 90s. But Andrew Holness in a 2024 and 2025 are going to shit water to drink. That's just the fact. And Andrew Holness and Christopherton, who are Minister of Water and Health, just come tell me where they say, yes, shitting at the water for true, even though Marlon Morgan and Apka Fitzhenley is telling us that Jesse Clark is lying, he's playing politics, there's no shit in it. The Prime Minister and the Minister of Health says, yes, shit in it, but because your stomach or trunk, you can drink that amount of shit without boiling it. Go and talk to a disrespectful, lying, thieving, corrupt government. And don't come over here with a bullshit. Like how you said, I want to go south with you this morning. Jesse Clark. Sorry. Who named Jesse James again? Well, anyway, Jesse James has some. I think Jesse James has some entertainer or some one of them along nonsense there. But don't come over here when you hear people talk about the concerns of people at Jamaica. When you come, yes, actor. When you come over here with no bullshit about PNP, I'm not here to hold PNP to account. I didn't have media presence in PNP time. I have media presence in Andrew Holness time. I'm not going back in the past. I'm holding the current government who's giving us shit water to drink accountable. That's the government who gave us contaminated chicken. That's the government who gave us shit water. That's the government who steal our money. That's the government who is suing us. That's the government who is lying to us through its feet every day. That's the government who gave us $20,000 under the Solidarity Program, which is the same price they would pay us for 4 election cycle, $5,000 a cycle. It's still, even though you hear $20,000, you buffoon, it still work out to the same $1,000 a year. One would get paid £5,000 for an election cycle, $1,000 per year, bastards. Anyway, let's remind the Prime Minister that the people of St. Catherine, let us remind Edward Warmington, who promised to piss in the pipeline for the people of St. Catherine, that the people of St. Catherine are calling out for water, Prime Minister. Not shitty water, though. Clean water, Prime Minister.
We want water. 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 We want justice. We want. we tired to buy water. We tired to buy water. We can't sell the pity then gas food. We want water. No money to sell the pity then gas food. We want water. We want water.
This affair be a
We want water.
This is our red ground right now. See it here? This is how the people deprive of. One gallon of water for be 2 picnic in a red ground. We're tired of this. Water is life and we can't waste it.
How was the water affected your life?
Very bad. It's bad so till it can't bad no more. Yeah, that's why I'm here. If nobody else from Barton wouldn't come, I would be here. I may represent everybody from Barton because we need water. We have our councillor, Mr. Knight, and he's not giving a water. At least he's not even look for me. He wind up in van when he pass. So you don't know what. He said we figure a river. We two whole figure a river. River is not like one time. You understand? So we want water for a household use, for a farm, for everything. Water is life and we need water.
So just describe the inconvenience that you face domestic, in your domestic, with the domestic consumption.
Water. Now when me buy one of the white tank of water for $3,000, that can't serve me for 1 week. It can't, because remember,
how much is in your household?
3 of us.
Right.
3 of us and
you have to wash, cook?
Yes, sir, we have to wash, cook and everything. First thing you know, bathroom still when the water not there. Bathroom no smell good. So we need water. Water life. We need water. Alright? Water we want. Alright.
We have we have all the infrastructure here. And for 20 odd years, trees have been growing in the infrastructure that is here. We have a sitting MP, we have a sitting councillor that lives in Barton, the councillor lives in Barton, and every day they pass, and this, the catchment is there for 20 odd years, trees growing out of it, and the people that live from down at the bottom of the hill come all the way up to the top have no water. There's no water running through their pipes, only for special people. Right? So we need the MP and the sitting councillor that is from Barton's, these ladies that have been here, that have been conversing with you, and this lady that says it's $6,000 for 3 family. You understand? $6,000. And they're, as Dr. Wall said, they're farmers. They're people that they don't earn a lot of money. So what are they supposed to do? The MP is supposed to ensure that water, everybody gets water. Everybody, not just some, but all of us. Everybody. And the council is sitting down there, up there, and he's not hearing the people. The people can't talk to him. He doesn't want to listen to anyone. He's not even chucking water to the people. You understand? And he lives here and he knows the plight of the people. So, see there, look at it. The catchment is there, the tank is there, everything is there for the people to get water. Why we don't have no water? We want water. We need water. We need water.
Thank you.
Labor rights, third term loading. Even though while your third term is loading, water deprivation, road crisis and calamity across the country, economic in contraction, lying about the crime figures, in massive fear of calling a general election. Prime Minister, call the general election, because bear in mind, Prime Minister, you have about 100 water projects going on around the country. You've waited for 9 years, and you waited to start multiple water projects across the country in a bid to get your third term. These people, Prime Minister, even though they were promised by Everett Warmington that he would shit or piss rather in their pipe, Everett Warmington promised them to piss in their pipe, Prime Minister. The water they're asking for now is not the pissy water like the shitty water that you are giving to the people of Kingston and St. Andrew. And maybe the people of Kingston and St. Andrew who are getting the shitty water, it's below Barbican or so on, or below Crossroad, because I don't hear the dude, the fetics, come out with any concern as if the government, or maybe them have them, those who up there on the hill that look down on us, they normally have different things up there. Kathy, welcome. Top up the screen, please. Top up the screen and share the live as well. They have a different Jamaica from us. So they get a total different type of service. But to Cliff Hughes, the main JLP vlogger, to Jamaica Observer, the JLP newspaper, to Senator Marlon Morgan, you can lay down on him back and you can roll from side to side and you never fall off of the bed. The Babla Senator, Upco Fitz-Henley, the public awaits for address upon this issue, because both of you have lied to us and have misled us on the water contamination crisis in Kingston and St. Andrew. You said Mr. Clark was lying. You said Mr. Clark explained politics. Even the docile pussy-buying mayor, Feather, who used KSMC money to buy front rather than make sure we get the services that we pay them to give us. Mayor Feather said PNP play politics. PNP no want deal with the money debacle at Kingston and St. Andrew, and them play politics with the water. But I believe Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton on this issue. Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton, thank you, Kathy. Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton, me believe pan this issue. Andrew Holness, Chris Tufton, and Jesse Clark talk the truth, even though for Jesse Clark, truth is a better version of truth, or a more accurate version of truth than what the government is telling us. Because the government first sent its minions out to say, spin it, make sure the public don't believe it, make sure the public think that PNP is desperate for power, so they're using anything to take us down. That's what the government sent its minions out to do. Then the argument, the conversation continues, it continues. Then the National Water Commission, which is under the Prime Minister's auspice of, the tenement yard ministry, they call it economic growth and job creation. But it's literally a tenement yard, whole political house. All a political house in that tenement yard. So the tenement yard ministry, where NWC inner, and the Minister of Health came out and tell us, yes, Jesse was right. There is shit in it. E. coli is a gut-borne disease. Yes, there's shit in it. Whether cow shit, dog shit, donkey shit, Gillette Cockburn Finn shit. Shit is in it, says the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health. But they said, "Uno tomok chang, uno bill for hard life." Remember, so shit and tripe, Master used to feed on upon the plantation. So it's within uno DNA makeup, the acceptance of shit by water or food. Ask the people of Hellshire in Portmore. Ask the people of Hellshire in Portmore. And I could remind them again what Green Man say. Because me love how Green Man tackle this situation. Green man so no shouldn't get catch. But then again, I thought we now set Calaban. We now make catapult. We now we now play marble. We now do nothing. Let Green Man remind them again. But Jamaicans, you see, if one don't wake up, government liberty will go into eternity. The liberty that's been taken of us, it's by our consent. Where that consent comes from, it comes from our silence. The treatment we get from government is by consent. The consent comes from your silence. So no thing say when a silence is not saying something to government. Government love when you're silent. Because government knows that when you're silent, them can squeeze you like an order. Me don't know why the labor right, them have a habit to just come over here for trouble. You don't have shame. You can't tap up this screen, and you can't follow because one thing is you always there. You love where you're going over your labor rights. Why you don't support the program rather than fight against the program? You don't want to get rid of this wicked government. This thieving government. This government who give us shit water to drink. This government who steal the road maintenance fund and mash up we road them. This government who is suing us. This government who wants to lead us into a dictatorship by trying to meddle with our election law. This government who meddles with our legislative process. This dictatorial government.
Uno little Jamaican bumbo-clad people who come out here talk about government never want to eat blood-clad chicken. Uno no fucking sissy a mongoose cage and set food. Jamaica uno shouldn't get chopped in that blood-clad because the amount of mongoose chop and rat chop we set a blood-clad Jamaica. That shouldn't catch you know. All the blood-clad a container for the sea and it's so hot. And it pussy-clad chicken and frozen. You know, say haul that blood-clad overnight and put it there so food. Eh? I hope you not take it go and look a young boy, Mr. Holland man, you know go and hear about the blood clot incident and you come talk about government becks. He never government glad you no eat it blood clot because of them set the rat chop for no pussy clot. And the rat chop that then set for the amount of rat chop and mongoose chop we set at Jamaica that shouldn't catch we. I know come out here and talk about government feel hurt and this feel hurt. Nobody no feel hurt for no fucking stupid fool you know. How comes Brazil no blood clot send out no news yet? How comes Cayman no send out no blood clot news yet say missing container? We no saw blood clot cream. That's why we can't trust the one people. No sell we out.
Andrew Holness chicken. Labor rights. I don't care if you don't like it or not. If it was PNP, them we are all responsible for the breach of the country's security. Because they told us a story which bears a lot of similarity to the cow jump over the moon story. They bear the similarities to the cow jump over the moon story. Whether the cow make it over the moon and still in a space afloat, or the cow drop a dot and splatter out, we don't know. But we know the container didn't drift its way there. Impossible. 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 What we do know, though, is that the container was airlifted and dropped there. Because even if it was... let me tell you why it was not tugged there by another boat. If it was being tugged there, they couldn't get it so much on land. It would have to left it much out at sea because the engine, when it comes to a certain level ashore, it cannot tug anymore because the engine reached sand and boat reached sand. It could not have been tugged there. It did not float its way there. We know those things are fact. Even though now God asked me what they prove the logic. The proof is logic. So we know say them no tuggy come there by a boat. It no float come there. Them no take truck carry come there because the prints and everything would all be there. And the truck would have bogged down in the sand with such weighty shipping container. So all of those are out of the window. Okay? The only grand old truthful scenario left is that it was airlifted by an helicopter or a plane and dropped on the beach of Helsha. No other plausible explanation. No matter what you hear government tell you, there is no other plausible explanation to the container. Okay, can container go overboard? Yes, they do. Does container go overboard? Yes, on a yearly basis, tantamount of them go overboard. Do they float when they go overboard? Yes, they do. Do they float eternally? No, they don't. Does the weight matters if it float or not? Not necessarily. It will still float because it's airlocked, but when it starts to take in water, eventually it sinks. It subsides eventually. So it couldn't, if it drop off a ship, whoa, yonder going to Tascom Spring, it wouldn't have floated its way to Jamaica and carefully through the reefs and stones at Helsha and make its way carefully on the shoreline of Helsha. So all of those are being thrown out of the window. The only plausible scenario is that it was airlifted and dropped there, and the government cannot tell us we are lying. It's the reason why the government hasn't carried out an investigation. It is the reason why the government is silent. It is the reason why. Hold on, let me see. Hello. No, I'm live. Leave me alone, please. Who's it, Shine? Oh, sorry, I thought it was somebody else. Sorry. All right, no, you can come. Sorry. Oh, sorry, my peeps. Sorry. We need an autopsy done on the container. Certainly, an autopsy should be done on the container, or we'd rather call it a probe. But the government cannot probe the container because what it would either show is the government duplicity or it will show the government incompetency. It will either show the government duplicity or it will show the government incompetency. Because one, duplicity. The Coast Guard and the JCF would have been involved in the transport of the container by air to the Galangan. Flight path and everything, the government would have to have some involvement. Okay, if it's a private operation. ABR, morning, how you do this? Welcome. If it was a private operation, there are security failures by the Marine Police and the Coast Guard who are based just around the corner there so, and have not spotted anything. So the only plausible explanation and the right one is that the container was airlifted and dropped there. There's no other explanation that matters or that works or that is sensible enough for the public to follow. The broader issue, though, and I'm speaking directly here to Dr. Chan, the Minister of National Security, which is responsible for our borders, that same Minister of National Security which regularly take drugs and guns into our country. One second. That regularly take guns into the country, container of it, Dr. Chang. We are not of the belief that this container has anything to do with chicken. The chicken is a decoy. Because this was a massive operation. If the government, and let's be logical here, if the government is buying.
Jamaica, listen up. Confirm Nicolay and NWC.
Hold on there.
Jamaica.
Sorry. I want me to say my head bad, you know. I say me get old. Me lose my chain of thought. I don't even remember what I was saying. Wanna help me not tell me what me say in the comment. Otherwise, you don't listen to me. The security failure issue. The Coast Guard would have to pick up or spot something. So because of that, the government cannot do any investigation, whatever. Have been sent a hat. Who is so gracious? Thank you very much, Dell. Thank you. Thank you. If the government does an investigation, it's going to throw the government out in public, both duplicitous or incompetency. Thereby, they're all in silent. The issue, though, Dr. Chang, given that we know that you take guns into the country, containers of it, what was the operation on the beach of Helsha? What was taken from the container before the people discovered it, Dr. Chang? Oh, the unstoppable Wagwan. What was taken from the container, Dr. Chang, before the people discovered it? Was it drugs? Was it weapon? Or was it money? That is what the country needs to know. Because, yes, we are focusing on a health implication as well. But, as I said, the chicken is a decoy, probably for the weapons, probably vote buying, or campaign chicken, as I called it. That could have been transported overground by foot in a truck into their particular JLP community, which they want to deliver their campaign chicken. If it's just about campaign chicken, they wouldn't have to go through this major debacle of airlifting a container and dropping it on a beach and expect the public to believe that the container can float that high on sand. The container can... the frozen chicken are my problem, you know. My biggest problem, and not about the container, because I know say that's not possible. So that the part of my problem. The biggest problem I have with the container is the frozen chicken. That's the biggest part of my problem with the container is the frozen chicken. Because we know that the container never float come there. And we know that if it float, it can't float so far past sand. So that the part there is never my problem. Everyone who is watching at the moment, I've just pinned Jamaica Carlos. Make sure you follow Jamaica Carlos so he can go live on TikTok as well. The problem is as well, Opal Watson, them not tell. I am not clear if the public, when them go there, say them find it open, or them open it, or how it open. But for all we know of the container from Logic, this was a major government operation. It was a major government operation. And it's not just about chicken. There is something more major, whether it be drugs, money, or guns. And that is what we want to know. This is why there should be an investigation, Rohan. This is why Rohan, yeah, Angela cousin, because Angela Bramwell, you know. Yeah, Angela. Yeah, Angela cousin Rohan Bramwell. This is why we needed that investigation. But if the police and JDF carry the container go there, what would we ask them to investigate, and what do you think the government would ask them to investigate, and what do you think the government would want them to tell us if all of them involved? But what the government must not expect us to do is to believe the Hey Diggle Diggle story. Whether the cow jump over the moon, whether the dish run away with the spoon, or the cat and the fiddle part of it, whichever part of it on the one we believe, we know it don't go so. We know it's a lie. We know what happened on the beach of Helsha involved criminal activity. Just like what happened on the beach of Clark. What you say, yeah, Andrew Bramwell, no, nothing. Just like how the plane did drop out of the sky. Away around a Clarendon there. Thank you very much, Cathy. Paper plane. Yeah? Andrew. Oh, our paper crane. And a crane lift the container come there. Prime Minister. So we take out all of the same thing them what we know is not possible. The only one plausible possibility, Prime Minister, to the container is it was airlifted and dropped there. Whether the guns, drugs, or money was taken out, Prime Minister, before it got there, or that's where the disbursement was. You know, look how Dr. Chang, remember Dr. Chang, you the one old container growing at El Shago disburse, you know. 200 guns, Dr. Chang. Doctor, 200 guns. Remember this container issue. I know nothing what you know used to, Dr. Chang. Dr. Chang, container and guns, Dr. Chang. I know nothing strange to you. Me and you know that, isn't it, Doctor? This is my concern, Dr. Chang, as the Minister of National Security, with responsibility for our borders. What was in the container? What was in the... What have you, Dr. Chang? Let me rephrase the question. What have you removed from the container, Dr. Chang? Or what have your henchmen? Because remember, the same police, them will help you. Don't go there, Wayne. Don't go there. Don't go there. But what was it, Dr. Chang, that you removed from the container in Helsha? We know what you removed from the container in Flanker, Dr. Chang. We know what Dr. Chang removed from the container in Flanker in November 2021, Dr. Chang. What did you remove from the container last Saturday morning on the beach of Helsha? Or people would have said, in a Deerbrook. In a Deerbrook, Dr. Chang, what was it that you removed from the container? Was it drugs? Was it guns, Dr. Chang? Or was it money? And if it was any of the sort, Minister Chang, was it to do with the dark world operations of the upcoming general election, Dr. Chang? We're not going to ask them to answer. Because we're not going to stop asking about this container, you know. Because we know everything you all told us about the container. Did you hear the JDF Coast Guard said? Me not hear what they said, oh, pala, what the liar them say. Because anything the liar them say is a lie. Anything the liar, remember say, Andrew Holness responsible for the JDF. Dr. Chang responsible for the JCF. So Andrew Holness and Dr. Chang need to tell us how much guns, how much drugs, and how much money them take out of the container on El Shower morning. What did the water clip beat and teach? Hold on, let me play one other shitty water clip for you. Bear with. Bear with.
Jamaica, listen up. Confirmed E. coli in NWC water. This is serious. Drinking or using contaminated water can cause bloody diarrhea, stomach cramps. It can be deadly, especially for kids and the elderly. Fever and dehydration. Do not drink tap water right now unless you boil it first. Use bottled or purified water for everything, drinking, brushing, and making meals. Share this now to spread awareness.
Can I cuss a bad word? We not do gonna one bad word this morning. What the blood clot we get money to buy so much water when we can't buy food? Well, where we get the money from? We can't buy food. No, sir. This serious. Well, you know the abuse Jamaica people is by your consent. The abuse of this government is by your consent. Your silence. Your silence is consent to the abuse of this government. We don't stay there and think to say, if we don't get up and push back against a thieving, wicked, criminal, Andrew Holness, if it now go get worse. Don't think it now go get worse. This government that wants a third term. Let us listen to what Andrew Holness sent out the wicked lying Coast Guard come tell us. Andrew Holness, another set of Andrew Holness's minions.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in this instance, activated our mechanism.
Hey, to bumbo clot. Listen, don't make her go into a meltdown. It start wrong, you know. Them start the lie wrong. If anyone don't know anything about lie, them start the lie wrong. Okay, you were notified. Why weren't you patrolling so you could have spot that bumbo clot before I reach Panshore pussy? Sorry, man. Sorry. You start the lie wrong. You should have started away there. Like, seriously, sir? All right, go on again. Me go move in front of the screen so me don't lose my temper. Me go move in front of the screen so I don't lose my temper with this man.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in this instance, activated our mechanism, responded to doing a couple things. Firstly, ensuring that shipping in the area is aware that the container fell overboard to ensure for maritime safety so that no collision occurs at sea. And then we move to deploying our assets to identify, locate, and track the movement of the container so that we can collaborate with other agencies who have direct responsibility to treat even the other aspect of the protocols. So all of that was done on our part once we were alerted to the container falling overboard.
He stated that as soon as the alert was received, the necessary steps were promptly taken by the relevant authorities.
In this instance, as we were doing our response mechanism, as it's unfortunate that the response of the public outpaced the relevant agency to
which is my
respond
question, sir.
to
Why?
secure.
But why? That's my question.
It may be due to access limitations. Terrain limitation is accessing the area as quickly as possible, and as such, the response mechanism on the part of respective agencies to secure the shoreline and also the container may have been limited at that. But once they got on scene, I'm aware that they naturally went on to securing the area and containing the situation.
The lieutenant commander noted that while it's not uncommon for containers to fall off ships,
shoulda, coulda, woulda, coulda, lot of time. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, change your mind. And I wonder if him know we are listen. I wonder if he knows that we are listening. Shoulda, woulda, and coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
You know, Mr. Coast Guard said something that I think missed all of you. And I'm going to play it again. Judas, good morning, Judas. Judes, good morning. Good morning, Judes. Right. Judas, not Jude, not Judas. Morning. Right. Mr. Coast Guard said something that I think missed most of you. And I'm going to try to explain it and play it again so if you can pick it up. Mr. Coast Guard said when they put in all the efforts to broops, baps, and daps, based on what he's saying, the container would have dilly-dally around them or make its way faster than them for them never spot it, given they have given notification and they would have given direction and all of that and location, compass location and all of that. The container, though, managed to zoop, zaps, and whoops through the rocky channels of Hellshire and make sure get its way there before ashore, Coast Guard. Make its way ashore before you spot it. Oh, no, listen again. If I'm misunderstanding. In talk about the shoulda, coulda, woulda. But listen well. Oh God, do not listen. I know let me tell upon him.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in
Jamaica waters, take note of that particular part. In Jamaica waters. That water, which the Jamaica Coast Guard, boat and helicopter, because yes, if you don't know, they do have Coast Guard helicopter as well. We in the fishing industry would know that. Boat and helicopter without binoculars. All right, continue, sir.
Instance, activated our mechanism, responded to doing a couple things. Firstly, ensuring that shipping in the area is aware that the container fell overboard to ensure for maritime safety so that no collision occurs at sea. And then we move to deploying our assets to identify, locate, and track the movement of the container.
Right. Okay, he admitted that the Jamaica Defense Force deployed their asset to locate the container. I know Mrs. So. Can the jail go come tell me SYM this morning? The Mr. Coast Guard said they deployed their asset. However, this explanation is coming after the fact. They've deployed their asset. Continue, sir. Because we're chipping piece, you know.
So that we can collaborate with other agencies who have direct responsibility to treat you on the other aspect of the protocols. So all of that.
Who would that be, sir? Who would all those? And this is what wind me up with journalistic interview. Questions are not asked by these planted people on TV in order to mislead you with public narrative.
That was done on our part once we were alerted to the container falling overboard.
He stated that as soon as the alert was received, the necessary steps were promptly taken by the relevant authorities.
In this instance, as we were doing our response mechanism, as it's unfortunate that the response of the public outpaced the relevant agency too.
You hear the spinning here? While they were doing their deployment and everything, it is sad that the public response, you notice what he has not response to though, is how the container got ashore quite close to the Jamaica defense installations and everything, come through the Helsha Channel while they sent out their assets to locate based on the direction they were given. And them not locate it. The container with its GPS, bad word cussing capability, managed to waft its way and evade the Coast Guard by air and sea and make its way right onto the sand of Helsha, Mr. Coast Guard man. Onto the sand. Not along the coastline of Helsha, you know, Mr. Coast Guard. On the sand of Helsha, Mr. Coast Guard man.
Which is my question, sir. Why?
Secure.
But why? That's my question.
It may be due to access limitations. Terrain limitation is accessing the area as quickly as possible, and as such.
All right, don't cuss. All right, there are limitations on the JDF accessing the area. No limitations on the container moving itself, sir. Neither owner in the interview is doing fine or justiciable to a conversation or a conversation of this magnitude. None of you. None of you are doing justice to the issue. And then on a call with the social media clowns, you see. Clowns. Well, you say just find a new bad word if me want cuss. Or use Uncle Bull bad word, joke or clot. This GPS container is really bothering me. This GPS container is bothering me because, as Mr. Tuno said, it better if you don't have the truth to tell, we don't speak. Because when you come out with spinning, it make you look worse, Mr. Coast Guard man. Because what you have just made here is a total fool of yourself and the country's national security, Mr. Coast Guard man. I wonder if you're helping with the illegal gun trade in our country.
The response mechanism on the part of respective agencies to secure the shoreline and also the container may have been limited at that. But once they got on scene,
the container may be limited. Explain that, sir. You see why them need to put people like we in a TV studio, or why them need to send these do the fetics to us to interview them. Because nothing what Mr. Coast Guard man has said and is saying is not making any sense in context to how the container got ashore without being spotted by the JDF, the same JDF who deployed their assets once they were notified a week ago that the container fell overboard. The container with its GPS, though, still managed to be better than the Jamaica Defense Force because it's make its way to the sand of Helsha without the JDF locating it. What a scandal.
I'm aware that they naturally went on to securing the area and containing the situation.
The lieutenant commander noted that while it's not uncommon for containers to fall off ships, such incidents are rare in Jamaican waters. He emphasized that retrieving lost cargo is not part of the JDF Coast Guard standard mandate. Additionally, he explained that there was little the team could have done.
We didn't ask you to retrieve it. We asked you to locate it. The reason why you deployed your asset was to locate it, not to retrieve it. However, Mr. Coast Guard man, it had made its way to our shores. That bit, Mr. Coast Guard man, you have not spoken to. In all this twaddle with you and, is it TVJ or which one? TVJ. You have not spoke to the issue of the container arriving on our shore while the JDF, as you told us, deployed assets. It don't make sense, Mr. Coast Guard man. Wheel and come again.
Done to recover the container at sea before it eventually drifted to shore.
Once the container fell overboard, there is no immediate mechanism to pull the container back up on a ship because that would take heavy lifting equipment and crane, somebody to secure a container and try to pull the container to water, which in itself is a dangerous activity, especially under the weather condition that we had over the last weekend.
Do you have...
Sir, I'm not both of you all. The conversation of container retrieval should not be had. That's not the issue. The issue is not about container retrieval. The issue is about the country's security. Okay, it's not full duty to retrieve the container. The container say, all right, me not turn out here, so come here, say people do normally. Come for me. And because instead nobody not come, may I go where them knows, may I make me way somewhere. Somewhere somebody can see me and say, you know, say that's a container, a container in distress, Prime Minister. That's a container in distress. A container that needs people to know, say, you know I'm in distress. And because the Coast Guard get a bad direction or the Coast Guard compass down good, then I have to just make my way to the shoreline where I can be assisted. No. There is that science that is used by the whales and sharks. There are sea mammals that uses that type of science that come ashore when they want help. Yes, the sea mammals do that. I'm not aware though of container having that sensor and that capability. So everything what Mr. Coast Guard man said, oh God, I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do. I'm going to make Mr. Coast Guardman explain himself one more time without any interference, because nothing that Mr. Coast Guardman said no go so. Everything Mr. Coast Guardman said here is lying and spinning. Mr. Coast Guardman should be speaking about the nation's security, not about container retrieval.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in this instance, activated our mechanism, responded to doing a couple things.
Okay, sir. I will just say something, yeah. For real. Explain the frozen chicken. They should have asked if you explain the frozen chicken, you know, sir. And that's how you that baffle and waffle. And that's so, Mr. Coast Guard, man. If they did ask you for Oi. Why? Them really cheat with fool, you know. Because the problem is, I know, and all of we know, that we're not as fool as they think we are. Some of we are fool, of course, but we're not as fool as they think we are. They should have asked about the frozen chicken. Mr. Coast Guard, man, them should have asked you about the frozen chicken and then see a dance lambada to answer the frozen chicken question. You corrupt, wicked, thieving, criminal set of liars.
Lieutenant Commander Michael Ferguson of the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard revealed that the authorities had been notified nearly a week earlier that the container had fallen overboard in Jamaican waters.
We would naturally, in this instance, activated our mechanism, responded to doing a couple things. Firstly, ensuring that shipping in the area is aware that the container fell overboard to ensure for maritime safety so that no collision occurs at sea. And then we move to deploying our assets to identify, locate, and track the movement of the container so that we can collaborate with other agencies who have direct responsibility to treat on the other aspect of the protocols. So all of that was done on our part once we were alerted to the container falling overboard.
He stated that as soon as the alert was received, the necessary steps were promptly taken by the relevant authorities.
In this instance, as we were doing our response mechanism, as it's unfortunate that the response of the public outpaced the relevant agency to
which is my
respond
question, sir.
to
Why?
secure.
But why? That's my question.
It may be due to access limitations. Terrain limitation is accessing the area as quickly as possible, and as such, the response mechanism on the part of respective agencies to secure the shoreline.
I think terrain, when you refer to the terrain, you used to refer to terrain on land. Maybe me don't. But the only thing I want to say, Mr. Coast Guard man, the container beat to it. Mr. Coast Guard man, the container, Mr. Coast Guard man, beat Uno to it. No matter what you want to say, the container beat Uno to it.
And also the container may have been limited at that. But once they got on scene, I'm aware that they naturally went on to securing the area and containing the situation.
The lieutenant commander noted that while it's not uncommon for containers to fall off ships, such incidents are rare in Jamaican waters. He emphasized that retrieving lost cargo is not part of the JDF Coast Guard's standard mandate. Additionally, he explained that there was little the team could have done to recover the container at sea before it eventually drifted to shore.
Once the container fell overboard, there is no immediate mechanism to pull the container back up on a ship, because that would take heavy lifting equipment and crane, somebody to secure a container and try to pull the container to water, which in itself is a dangerous activity, especially under the weather condition that we had over the last weekend.
Do you have the same role as the Marine Police, the JCF? Do you have the same role?
The Marine Police mostly focus on matters within our inland spaces and within the territorial water, within that 12 nautical mile. Our main focus is based on our maritime law enforcement responsibilities, we do narcotics interdiction and treat with matters more further offshore.
Me done this morning, I raise my blood pressure. I don't raise my blood pressure, because we not going to get nowhere we don't know. The only good thing we have is with power of protest. We not figure up on road for no shoot we down. We can sit down right in our yard with two pat head and knock. And when the whole community start knock them pat head and nobody now move, government will get what we mean. But for all we know, the container is more technologically equipped than our Jamaica Defense Force. Shame on you, Andrew Holness, for such a massive failure of the department you lead. Shame on you, Horace Chang, for the failures of the country's security. Shame on this government. Shame on this government. What a failure. What a failure. Anyway, at 22 degrees outside, I mean, I sit down in here with Uno on a day like today, given that we have our geopolitics tonight. If you're new to our broadcast, please make sure you give us a follow on TikTok, a subscription on YouTube, so when we go live, you will get your notification. Thank you very much for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back this evening for the People's Point of View. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. And as usual, we will tune you out with the Lipstick Queens of Ghana. Thank you and good morning.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the front. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. Man throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see. the prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Just end with a tribute to my aunt and family.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment. If you don't like missing out